Let's say I want to create a link to a blog layout, similar to my front page layout. There are two ways to do this. Let's click New, Articles, and I can either do a category blog layout or a section blog layout. Let's go ahead and do a section blog layout. First thing I do is select the section. Let's select News, give it a title, leave the alias blank again, main menu, top parent item, published, order, all of these things are the same. Okay, let's take a look at our parameters. Do I want to show a description? Yes. What this would do is if I've entered a description in my news section, it would show this before it showed any articles. We're going to look at that in session 20, but for now, just keep that in mind. I want one article to show completely. I want two to show just the intro. I want one column, and let's have 10 links at the bottom. In my parameters, I can change the order of this section blog to be any order I want. The primary order usually means newest articles first, and that can be set up again in our global parameters. If I want to change this, for instance, let's say I have a series of articles that I want to be in a very specific order. All I do is change this to order, change this to order. And now all of my articles will appear in exactly the order I say it will. And it will never change based on date of creation or date of modification. If I want to change that, let's take a look at all the options. I can say oldest first, most recent first, alphabetical, reverse alphabetical, by author. And again, depending on the site you're creating, all of these options give you incredible flexibility. So it doesn't matter what order your articles appear in the article manager, which we'll look at later. The menu is what determines the order that the articles appear on your website. So for instance now, I'm just going to leave this at order and then default. If I have multi-columns, how are they sorted? Either down or across. Pagination is if I have an article that's many pages long, if I leave this on auto, it's going to create a nice table of contents for me. Show a feed link. This is for RSS feeds. Usually I just leave that to yes. Now, under the component parameters, we already talked a little bit about this, but let's take a look at some of the other ones. In my blog layout, how do I want all of these articles to appear? Let's say yes to making the titles linkable. Let's leave all of this as the global, but let's turn off the icons. That way, these little icons that appear over here won't be there. And again, there are times where you might want that. System parameters, again, let's just give this page a title. News layout, it doesn't have to be the same thing that you call the menu item. And let's click Save. So now when I go back over to my home page and hit refresh, I have a new menu item. If I click on it, it's going to give me the layout that I asked for. Here's the page title, the description of the section. My titles are linkable. It's showing the authorship information. And instead of showing icons, it's giving me text links instead. Nice read more text, which can be edited. And when I click on the read more, it takes me into the article itself. If I want to go back to that layout, I can just click that and it takes me to my articles. Notice now we have all of these news items at the end with a nice title of more articles and multiple pages of entries. So that's a section blog. A category blog works pretty much the same way. I click Articles, Category Blog, choose the category, and now it's showing me sections and the categories that are available. And if I go FAQs new to Joomla, I can just now give this a title, new to Joomla. Leave it all the same. For simplicity's sake, I'm just going to leave all the parameters the same for now. Let's click Save. Come back over to our home page. The new to Joomla category blog layout is given for us. There are only 3 articles there, so there's nothing listed below. And that's how you do a blog.